Well, as the government charters the Bahamas through new financial waters, economic experts weigh in on the challenges in that regard. Acknowledging the economy is wounded is chair of the Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation Economic Development and Trade Division, HUBERT Edwards, who gives us some insight into the demands on the government.
The government is going to have to look really across the board and make a determination as to exactly how it spends its money. In the face of reduced revenue, it will have to look at some of the recurrent expenditures. It will also want to look at some capital expenditure. If those are not going to drive stimulus, then they may want to curtail them. Again, with unemployment being at the level that it is, you can expect there to be some increase in some capital spending. But I would think that there are going to be a fine-tooth comb look at every single aspect as to where we can reduce costs. It's going to be difficult, it's going to be challenging, and we're going to go into a very austere period for the time being. But I would think that this budget is an opportunity to build for the future. It's an opportunity to set out a very clear vision as to where the country wants to be in the next couple of years.
Edwards previews the key areas showing high potential for growth during the slow economic period.
Economy generally has been touching every bits and pieces here, but one of the areas which I see has potential for great growth is an expansion in the payment service business. As you would have seen over the last while, Makishla, the payment systems have kind of ballooned over this period. I think we need to have a very structured policy where we start to push these companies more into what is known as the fintech space. So they are digitally oriented financial entities. And that is going to be important for this reason. Because of the archipelago that we live in, it's sometimes difficult to provide services and facilitate commerce in these wide-flung areas, especially because they are sometimes small population centers. And so I think if this is one of the areas where we can get a significant bounce. The government has indicated that it is looking at this whole digital process. The only thing that I would ask, the only thing that many persons recommend is that we do not limit it to the payment space, but we ensure that this is a broad and wide policy position which takes the country more into a digitally oriented situation. And the government would then use its ability to provide incentives through either tax break or to provide sandbox or to provide technical support to help these companies, especially over the hill, so on and so forth, to be able to scale up and move into that era.